A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the Friday edition of the show. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Of course, today there's a lot to talk about, as usual, in the fast-paced, money-spinning world of sports. Of course, I usually don't do this alone. My partner, Austin Okona-Akpan, will be joining us any minute. Before he does, let me just quickly give you a quick rundown of what to expect on the show tonight. We will be doing a post-mortem of the AFCON qualifier between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and Sierra Leone. Hopefully, we'll be able to link up with the Super Eagles media officer. And of course, we will also get analysis and discussions on that game. We will also take a look at what's going on in Mauritius, the Senior Athletics Championship. Team Nigeria's performance will get our attention on the show tonight. We will also take a look at the Nigeria Professional Football League. He enters week 33 this weekend. We look at all the things happening right there. Then, of course, we will look at the activities of former Super Eagles captain John Mikel Obi and his back-to-base talent hunt program. We will also give you a slice of tennis as we move on the show. That's the outlook of the show tonight. We want you to sit back, relax as you enjoy what is on offer for you on the show tonight. All right, so that's it. As we move on the show tonight, let's just quickly start with athletics and just give you an impression of what is currently going on in Mauritius. Of course, a wrap of what has happened today, talking about Team Nigeria. Let's just quickly show that to you as we progress on the show. That's it. You have Team Nigeria performance on day 2. Let me quickly reel out what we have on our screen all for you as we move on. Of course, Nigeria's Chioma Onyekwere wins gold in the women's discus with a mark of 58.19 meters, clinching a third continental gold medal. We also have Obiageli Amechi winning bronze in the women's discus event with a mark of 54.15 meters in her first international outing for Nigeria. All of that on day 3. Okay, Team Nigeria's quartet of Praise Idamadudu, Tima God Bless, Praise Ofoku, and Toby Amushon win gold in the women's 4x100 meters, crossing the line in a time of 44.45 seconds. And Team Nigeria has won, as at the end of action on day 3, 3 gold, 2 silver, and 1 bronze medal so far. So that's Team Nigeria. And of course, this quartet made us proud today. The ladies in your picture win gold in the 4x100 meters. Let me just quickly reel out their names again. Of course, we have Chioma Onyekwere. I beg your pardon, you have the ladies there. Praise Idamadudu, Tima God Bless, Praise Ofoku, and Toby Amoshon. That quartet winning us gold in the 4x100. All right, so that's how we start the show today. Of course, Austin Okona-Akpan joins me now as we take this trip together. What a way to start the show, Austin. News that will gladden your heart, especially what is going on in Mauritius with the Athletics Championship.
Sporty greetings to you, Yemi, and of course our viewers joining us from different parts of the world. Yes, good news coming from athletics. And, when I talk about athletics lately, it all goes back to administration. I want to just remind the administrators that with a little bit of focus, with more purpose-driven programs, athletics in Nigeria will shine again. Shout out to Tobiloba Amushon for, leading the team to another gold medal. There's 2 gold medals to our name now. And this is another championship for us to take a look at what's going on as regards the men's athletics in Nigeria, because the men in their own relay, they finished 4th, but there were some problems with baton exchange. And this is what I say when we go to competitions. Let's not be quick to say 3 gold medals, 2 silver, 1 bronze, and the likes that just sums up winning. The things that are not working, this gives us an opportunity to go back and do a SWOT analysis. Like, we're doing well now in this. We're not doing well in this. How can we get better with this? How do we consolidate on previous
All right.
victories? So that's what this opens. Let's not be quick to want to go look at the medals table and say, oh, we're not doing badly. There are places where we're still doing badly and we need to take care of it. That's what
Okay.
competitions such as this do for you. Because, yeah, me remember, up next after this one is the Commonwealth Games. So we need to find ways that we will consolidate from whatever we achieved from Mauritius that will bring to Birmingham.
All right, also let's hold off on the conversation around athletics. We have a very busy man who has obliged us with his presence on the show tonight. Of course, the Super Eagles media officer, Babafemi Raji, has graciously agreed to be on the show. Greetings to you, Babafemi. Thanks for finding out time to be with us on the show tonight.
Yeah, good evening. How are you today?
I'm very fine. All right, let's just get straight into it. From me, I just want to know the game yesterday from the perspective of, we've listened to Joseph Pezzero, by the way, but from what you gather from the perspective of the coaching crew, was it job well done, or there are areas that could have been better?
Well, there's always room for improvement in every game. Even the coach talked about it yesterday. And as a team, we're happy we were able to get that win. It's good for the psyche of the players. Psychologically, it's good because if you've gone through the degree of turbulence we've gone through as a team, then you appreciate what happened yesterday. And I know the last time we played Sierra Leone at home, it was a 4-0 down, 4-0 up, and then 4 it ended. But this time around, they drew first blood and then we clawed back and won the game. It means that's a measure of improvement. And also, if you realize, the last times we indeed conceded first, we failed to get back into the game. Starting from the game against Tunisia, talking about a second round clash at the AFCON, and then against Ghana in Abuja as well, where we conceded first. We were able to level up, but we could not go ahead against Mexico, where we considered first, we equalized, but we were able to get that decisive goal to get us off the game. Against Ecuador, we considered early to within the first 15 minutes, did not get back. However, in this, despite conceding first, we leveled up and then we got that decisive goal to take us ahead. If you have to take anything, that's some huge positives. And what's the implication? It means psychologically it has helped the players, it has helped the team. They know from there we can begin to move on. Every other aspect to be corrected will be done with time. It's a work in progress. Like we keep saying, it's a restart for the team. And we want to make amends for a whole lot of things that went bad. And indeed, let Nigerians believe once again in this darling team, because the AFCON is our goal. And qualifying, of course, is part of the process. Qualify for the AFCON and then win the AFCON next year in Cote d'Ivoire.
All right, one more for me before I pass it over to Austin. So, news from the camp, injuries, are there injuries to worry about? What are you hearing? Probably likely change of personnel. I know you won't want to tell us that anyway because our opponents might be listening, but what are some of the things that you know the viewers will love to hear as regards things happening in the camp of the Super Eagles?
All is quite good. We had 27 players in camp. Right now we have 26. William II had to leave camp for treatment immediately because he's going to be treated and further assessed by Watford medical team. So he's left already the camp base for London. So it means automatically he's out of the game. We'll play on Monday against Southampton, but a quick recovery because he's got to prepare fast, early enough for next season. So it's not part of the game that will happen. Aside that, every other player trained today. Today we had more of a recovery session. So those players that did not start the game and those that did not start the game, that were not on the starting 11, all trained today. So it was a wonderful session to get them back, get them in. The coaches worked as usual, tirelessly to ensure they understand the tactics, what they want. And even Innocent Bonke resumed full training with the team after resting for a while because he suffered a sprain in the game against Ecuador. in Harris, New Jersey.
Bafemi Raji, good to have you on the show. Let's get into the conversation with the players. What were they saying amongst themselves after the 2-1 victory over Sierra Leone? Bafemi Raji.
We're all happy. You couldn't have gone. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, I said there's no way you would have gone through what the players have gone through this season or this year 2022, and then you won't be happy with that. I remember most times when I've had conversations with some players, the likes of Joe Aribo and the likes, they would tell you that this year has been really tough. You know, the AFCON, the World Cup miss, the Europa League. They have to share the experience of the Conference League, Europa Conference League, and not getting it. It's been one experience after another. And yesterday was good enough for them to make them feel okay. There is still that chance. We still believe that we can win and always make people happy and make ourselves happy. So that result yesterday will tell a whole lot of story at the end of this qualifying campaign. And when we qualify to play at AFCON next year and even win AFCON next year, it will tell a whole lot of story. That game yesterday, please note the date, means a lot to every member of the team.
We know, we could feel it. Let's talk about Jose Pizarro and his level of optimism. After the game, he talked about his players. Of course, he was full of praise for them, but he admitted that this is still work in progress. Does he understand the level at which Nigerian football is at the moment? Does he know that he cannot experiment?
Sure, he does. Joseph Pesero, before even coming here, already knew the players. You won't be surprised that by the time day one, day two, Joseph Pesero and even the assistants that came with him were addressing the players by name. Joseph Pesero uh, came up with his goal, his mission for the team, and told us it's a Nigerian project. And whether you like it or not, you have to thank the Nigerian Football Federation under the leadership of Mr. Majono Kini for having this man on board because he's someone that even said he wants to know the culture of the country. He already has an idea of what the culture is. Nigerians love winning, we love results, we love and we love our team, no matter what happens. We might be disappointed, but we love our team. And he's been able to explain this to every member of the staff. So it means even the players, the backroom staff, the technical staff understand what he wants. Um, and he understands it. He knows there's room for experimentation. He has a way he wants to play in his head. It's direct. He consults his assistants. This is how we do it. Let's work to get these guys in this shape and then get it done. I remember yesterday when we finished the post-match conference, he was asking the players. He was like, do you feel fresh after this game? Tell me, are you tired? Yes. Are you tired? Do you feel fresh? It means you want players to be as, because when you finish a game and you still feel fresh, it means you understand the tactics and you perfectly executed that without much stress. And that's the kind of philosophy, ideas you want to impute in a team. It's a work in progress, but trust me, the progress this time around will not take long before we start seeing the result.
All right, Baba Femi, one from me. Something Austin alluded to, and I'm beginning to hear it from the coach over and over and over again. A lot of us love the Super Eagles, but we've had to take a lot in the last. But you hear the coach talk about, I want to win the AFCON, I want to win the AFCON. I mean, when you hear him say that, does that not scare you? You know, especially knowing what the fans have been through. But he seems to be raising the bar up and he's not shying away from it. Most of the time I've listened to him, he always says that.
Most times before you go on a quest, you already assess the tools you have, and you know the kind of quality, the innate quality. And you now say, okay, I've got this, I can shoot. At least before you go on a journey from Lagos to Lokoja, you make sure you have a good spare tire You will service your engine, make sure the oil, everything is fine, and make sure you are ready for that journey. That is what Joseph Pesero has done. He expects, and trust me, it's not a Pesero project. It is a Nigerian project. It is not a clinic project, an NFF project, a ministry project. It is not the coaches project. It is the Nigerian project. It is pertinent that we play in the AFCON next year and win the AFCON. It's important for us. We know what football does for us as a nation. Fine, there are times we experience the downtime, but we understand the importance of football. And in this case, the Super Eagles, in how we feel as a nation. You understand? Football, our football, the Super Eagles is an expression of what we feel as a nation. And that's why we want to quickly rectify any ills or errors in the past and then get this done.
Let's go back into the team setup for that game against Sierra Leone. Let's talk about the defense. Obafemi Raji, does it worry Jose Pizarro?
At the defense line, does it worry Jose Pizarro? He talked about it.
Particularly with the way they played against Sierra Leone.
He talked about it. He said it's not that there's a defensive issue or defending issue. There's a difference between your defense and your defending. You understand? Defending. So it's about working on the defending. So defending is not a function of the back four or the goalkeeper. And that is what the coach has talked about, have done over and over again. I believe we should just we give it time. When I say time, we are not expecting that length of the time, but all these areas will fix, and then we'll see a wonderful team that we always expect.
Yeah, because that was the major, cause of worry amongst football followers in the country. So it's important we address it. You said he knows that he cannot experiment because of the level where we are with our football. What was Jose Pizarro trying to do, starting Joe Aribo and Alex Iwobi?
He explained that as well yesterday. It's his choice. Remember, football has changed. Let's talk about the way it is, the way we see football. Football goes or transcends whether you want to play number 6, that's a DM, or you want to play 3, you can play 3. But football these days is about role play. It's about role play. If in my head I have how I want the team to set up, and I feel a number 10 and number 8 should operate in my midfield. When one goes, the other one covers. Then it's the role I want them to play. It means, and was that effective? Yes, we understand. See, when we played Ecuador, we had full and total control, really from the 15th minute till the end of the game. 75 minutes of intense pressure. It means I was a team that could gain control in the middle. Ariba and Iwobi did a wonderful job. And the coach explained yesterday that he wanted to do more yesterday. That was why he brought in a table. And when he brought in a table, what did he? He did not take out Iwobi. He did not take out Ariba. He took out Sadiq Umar. Not because Sadiq Umar was not doing well. Coach said no, he was doing very well. But he wanted more control in the middle. Now he's explained his pattern of play. It is control with the ball. Pass and move, control with the ball, intense pressure. And that was what he restored. When he realized there was a little the tempo was stopping a little bit, he stabilized it by fortifying that midfield. Every substitution made was spot on. So we must begin to see that the dynamics in football. Football these days is not what we say centre back, right back. No, we can see these days you play inverted fullbacks. You know that, right? You can play an inverted fullback, not just inverted winger. You can play inverted fullbacks. It means I can bring my left back to my right back, my right back to my left back. You understand? There are ways I can experiment. I can play 3-5-2 in a way that I want to.
And then you get ready to face the consequence if it doesn't work.
Yes, and that's why you're the coach. So it means anyhow you want to gain control of a game. It's not a matter of the formation. It's a matter of the information loaded into the execution of such.
Thank you so much, Babafemi Raji, for your time. All the best to the team as they take on South Sudan on Principal on Monday. We'll assess the team again right after that game. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Austin. Thanks, everyone.
Awesome. So that's it, media officer of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, Babafemi Raji, talking to us right after that game between Nigeria and Sierra Leone. Let's go on this quick break now, Yemi. When we come back, Alfredo Coligwe will join us and we will talk more about this team. So don't go anywhere, stay with us.
All right, welcome back. Of course, we'll be talking about the Super Eagles. Of course, that game against Sierra Leone. Of course, that's divided opinion. People said a lot of things. Navy win, close shave. Win is a win. 3 points is all that matters. I mean, divides opinion. And we're going to continue on that lane for a while. Alfred Okoligwe joins us now as we continue to look at that game. Let's get Alfred's thoughts before we look at every other thing. Greetings to you, Alfred. Thanks for joining us on the show tonight. I guess it's only going to be fair if we get your thoughts on every other thing considered, your own thoughts on the Super Eagles and their performance against Sierra Leone.
In Austin, of course, rest of the guys. For me, I think the most important thing at this point is to get points on the board. And for me, to that extent, the purpose of that game is to make sure that you have the points that you require to make progress in this group. And I think the Eagles have done the job. And yes, you might say not the kind of performance we expected. I mean, the gulf between the top teams and the also rounds on the continent is closing. You have to agree. Yes, the Eagles have not really, they didn't impress much, or perhaps maybe the fluidity that we expected, we didn't see. It would have been a different scene altogether if we didn't win that game. Yes, when the boys went one goal down, everybody was like, "Hey, this is it the same thing wanting to repeat itself again?" But they fought back, they got the win, they needed win. I think they have to be commended from there onward. See, we can only move forward. We can only move forward from here. And I think that much the coach, Jose Pesero, has said. They might not be that all conquering, sweet, good to the pleasing to the eyes kind of football that you want to see. But hey, the function is to get a win, and that they've done. And I think let's just cut them some slack. They've done the business. Perhaps maybe the next assignment is the next game, and that game on Monday will determine a whole lot, because if they go all out and get the result also, irrespective of how that result is achieved, it then means that it puts the team, as it did Nigeria, in good stead to make progress to the next AFCON.
Let me ask you about something that I hear, like we say, word on the street, that we hear a lot. That the goalkeeping department, and even now, the central defense, depending on whatever formation we play, whether 4 at the back or 3 at the back, the centre-back pairing, a lot of people feel those are the areas. Every other area, not much of a problem. Those are the areas. And so, I mean, it prompts me to ask you, yes, 3 points in the back, but were you worried with the defending? Not just with the individual players, defending collectively, one, then the individuals that made up that defense. We're still talking about goalkeepers. I'm yet to be convinced. Speaking as a fan, I'm yet to be convinced with any goalkeeper I've seen in the last probably two, 3 years. Then that defense. I mean, sometimes you see Sierra Leone split us easily. And it could have, when it was 1, it could have been, easily could have been 2.
Well, when I was worried, when I was watching the game, yes, I was indeed. I was like, perhaps we could have done better. The Sierra Leone found it easy to pick us out. But then, what do they say about the chain? The chain, they say the strongest part is as strong as the weakest point. I think it has to do with the collective, and perhaps maybe they've not had enough time. The coach have not had enough time to work with these guys. Game situation, game atmosphere, to really look at the strength and weakness of each player vis-a-vis the kind of formation that he wants to play. I mean, if you look at team that we put out there, it is no different from a Ghana draw team. So for me, to that extent, I think Jose Pesero needs his own team a team that you say, okay, for example, those days, God bless his soul, Shuaibu Amadu. They say when you just make Shuaibu Amadu a gaffer, there is certain Mohamed Mutairu that will play. I mean, these are your own activities. It just boils down to getting your own men that can be able to establish your tactics and play according to the strength that you want them to have. And so to that extent, General has not yet built his team. He will need time to do all of that. I mean, there's no Christmas break for anybody to take this period from when he took the job to back-to-back friendlies. The next thing is a Nations Cup and an AFCON qualifier. The next one is going away. So it needs time. The goalkeeping department is one that I really worry about. I worry not because we don't have, I mean, we have immense talent when it comes to that department. And so the coach and, of course, the goalkeeper coach and those concerned should move quickly to find a way of solving that problem and sorting it out, because when you have a team that you cannot trust the man at the back, it becomes a problem. Everybody is jittery, and that much showed in the center of that defense. So I want to call this team some slack. Yes, we can throw them under the bus, we can criticize them for all we can, but if you got the job done, and let's leave it at that. The next game will determine a whole lot. If they go on to get maximum points in that next game, yes, it would have given them the confidence and morale to go forward. So let's just spare them all of the very, very hard, because the loss of the World Cup ticket is really playing in our heads. We should have done this or we should have done that, or we need the result quickly. We need the team to start playing well, all of that. This argument has always been there with him. I remember when Akinyele was the Minister of Sports with Westerhoff, and the question I recall then Westerhoff asking the question, what do you want, good football or results? So I mean, it's between the chicken and the egg. Just let's allow them get the results, and you cut you some slack.
Alfred, I must tell you that you are one out of 5,000 Nigerians that is cutting this team some slack. And you see those newspaper stands where they discuss sports. Don't go there and say that you cut this team some slack. They just want to see results. Let's take a look at our fixtures in Group A. Remember, Guinea-Bissau, they topped that Group A table now because they crushed Sao Tome and Principe 5-1. Nigeria defeated Sierra Leone 2-1. So we'll be back again, match day 2 on Monday, where Sao Tome and Principe will take on Nigeria. That game will be played in Morocco, while Sierra Leone will take on Guinea-Bissau. Alfred, just to prove to you that you are one out of 10,000 of the 5,000 Nigerians that is cutting this team some slack, someone is asking me, is Jose Pizarro Gernot Raw 2.0?
Maybe an upgraded version. I mean, you have to. Gernot Raw, in the history books, is one of the longest serving coach for the Eagles. He didn't win anything. He didn't win the AFCON. The last coach to win the AFCON for us was late Stephen Keshi, 2013, when then in South Africa. I mean, if he's given that length of time to try it possible, I think we should also allow Zero do the job, support him, get the players. I mean, the guys in the technical department will have to do overtime. I'm sure that General on its own will have his own technical setup, his own scouting network. To look at these guys, look at them dispassionately, and see guys who can fit into its formation. You talk about being one in a few and going to those newspaper stands. When I go there, I don't talk. I'll just look at them, watching from the corner. But
you better don't say anything when you go there. No.
We have to put these things in perspective. If we allow emotion just override the way we look at it, because you get to that point where nothing they do, and will kind of please you.
Okay, so that's it. I think we should leave it with the Super Eagles now, but you can keep the conversation going on Twitter. Send us a message at channels_sports. That's the verified Twitter handle. Do nothing but talk sports there at channels_sports. What do you think? Is it same old, same Super Eagles, or you've got some renewed confidence? Is there hope that things will turn around for good? Let's hear from you. If I get that message, I'm going to read it on the show. Yemi, I saw your face. I think I also heard you giggle a bit at the 2.0 talk. I know you're like me where you will take anything, but I'm sure you agree, just same way I told Alfred that he cannot go outside and say he wants to cut anybody any slack.
No, you just do that in your mind. But when you speak with people, I mean, look, the disappointments have been huge. And so, but what's, to your comment about Raw 2.0, I don't think so. I don't know why. I don't think so. We might not get to where we want fast, but I don't think so. I don't know Pizarro from anywhere. I've not met him. But there's something that I've seen in the few games we've played, and if he continues like that,
the vibes.
Yes, the enthusiasm, somebody wants to try out new things. I mean, I see that if he doesn't change. And my worry, and I hope we've learned from the past, let's have proper scouting. If we're going to start begging people, because that's what we're doing, if we're going to start begging people to come and play for us, let's beg the ones that can make the team better. If you are inviting anybody, it should be an upgrade on the ones that are there. I mean, some of the guys who've come to the team recently, and that's why we've not improved. Because you bring some guys who are just not better than the ones we have. It's not going to improve the team. And look, let Pizarro be the one telling us who he wants to call, who he wants to talk to. I don't want anybody who is not in the coaching department to be telling us, because somebody scored yesterday, yes, I'm going to call his dad. All of those things should stop, because those are the things hurting us. The administrators should do their job and leave the guys. I don't think it's going to be Raw 2.0. I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, you're actually cracking me up, because I could literally see how you're holding yourself not to get mad over this conversation. And that you're doing so great as a presenter. So well done. I get you totally, and I get why Alfred is coming too, but it is what it is. Whoever is coming into the national team now should come and give us impacts right away. Let it be somebody who can come around, turn things around. So we wish the Super Eagles all the best. We continue to monitor them as they hope to qualify for the AFCON, and in the words of Pizarro, go on to win it. Not me. Pizarro is hopeful that he can win the AFCON with Nigeria. Let's get on with the show now. Talk about the Nigeria Professional Football League. Alfred loves it. He's always pumped up when we talk about it. So let's take a look at action that will go down this weekend. We're gradually winding down in the MPFL, and Rivers United is still the team to beat. They're looking good for the title. So by the time we see the fixtures, we'll see if Rivers United can hold on, go all the way, but at the moment, we don't think anything can come close. Alfred, what do you think we should be expecting this weekend?
Well, you talk about Rivers United, they play Abia Warriors. Abia Warriors will be worried where they are presently. It's not good. We scheduled a game where they thought perhaps they'll get some. They lost that game to Dakada, and it's like it's sucking them in. They're not in relegation. They are not in the relegation zone yet, but they've been sucked into that fight. They will hope for results to go their way. For Rivers United, they could, of course, take the point difference at the top back to 10 points, because they play Abia Warriors at home this weekend. But more interestingly for me, where the battle really is this weekend, I think it's a relegation 6-pointer. Lobby Stars versus Heartland. That, for me, is the game that if Heartland are not too far from the bottom, Lobby is just hovering somewhere above them. If you get that result, it's something that will be good. Shooting Stars, their last time they played at home was the Remo game. I got them into all sorts of trouble. Plateau United will be busy. I can tell you that Plateau United team is a good ball playing team, and so they have their work cut out. Shooting Stars finding winning at home a bit difficult lately. It's really been tight for them. But all in all, it's that time of the season where you have to be extra vigilant, because the league is winding down. Everybody is desperate. The top might have been sorted yet. First and second might be sorted. But that third place is still up in the air. Rangers play the way. Rangers have 2 away games. They play yet another away against Nasarawa United. National United, one of those mid-table teams, they've not had a fantastic season, but I think the season where they've hit some very, very vital points that made them compete. There's a buffer between them and the team, and the teams at the bottom. And so for Rangers, well, they lost their last away game. The second half of the season, their away form has been atrocious. They've lost games on games upon games. It's not like the kind of form that they had in the early part of the season, where they lost, I think, only about 2 games in the first half of the season. So they just have to look for ways of getting. If they get any points on the board, they will still remain third after this round of games.
Let's pinch Yemi a bit. You know, Plateau United, they are still hopeful. What can they do against Shooting Stars?
Okay, I get it. I don't know, you know, I got lucky the other time, and I think my luck has run out. So, but you never can tell. You never can tell. You know, I don't want to stick my neck out, but I have a feeling that Plateau United will feel that, I mean, they are still close. It's, you know, it's not over yet. Although the fact that Rivers United are playing away, if both were playing away, I probably would say, you know, I just hope that Plateau United don't go into that game resigned to fate. That's just my worry. But I think they can get something. It might not be a win, but I do think they can get something. I personally
Alfred,
don't want them
let's
to.
just,
I personally don't want them to, but I feel they might.
No, but the fact that they still believe they can, you know, fight till the end of the season makes it a very, you know, tricky encounter, particularly for Shooting Stars. Alfred, Remo Stars, can they believe when they go to Uyo?
They can believe. I think Remo Stars have had a fantastic run this season. Nobody would have thought that a team from the NNL would give teams this opportunity. Save for that mishap they had against Caterpillars, they would have been flying. Their last game was a 1-0 win over Gombe United. I saw that Wiki Torres Gombe United, and I must say I was really impressed with Gombe United. I saw for the first time in a long while a team in the NPFL, good ball playing team that plays from the defense, not the keeper clearing the ball. Itodo Ako and go for Gombe United was fantastic. But they lost that game 1-0. A goal they considered early in the first half, and they held their own. They went down to 10 men in the second half. I left the Kenneth Township Stadium with, you know, really, really impressed by the way they kind of match that Gombe United gave Remo. Though Remo got that win, you can say that they are one of the better sides. And I mean, Remo can go to you, believing. We've seen teams go to you this season and come up with draws. Scoring in you now has been very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. It is, so we've seen teams go there. When Ogumbote told me after that game that Aqua United will be the league defending champions, but they will just go believing that the way they put up a good fight, it might just go their way. Don't forget that in Tikiru Alimi, a potent striker, his combination with what's his name, the twin striker they played, the combination they've had. Alimi joined the second part of the season to rack up like 7 goals this season as thus far. So they have a level striker in him, and so Aqua United getting a win these days has been very, very difficult. Their last home game was a draw.
All right.
I mean, nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw that coming. So they need a win somehow. They've not been able to get a win somehow. And if Remo start look at those results, they might just believe that, okay, if other teams can pull a draw there, they might just get something from you.
All right. We'll keep our fingers crossed to see what's going to happen. And of course, Alfred will be with us next week, so we'll look at those predictions and where it went. We need to go on a break, our final break on the show. When we return from that break, we will be talking about former Super Eagles captain John Mikel Obi, and of course, we'll take you to Stuttgart, where Andy Murray is doing big things. All right, welcome back. Before we went to that break, I was telling you about former Super Eagles captain and what he's been up to. Recently, he's been involved in the Back to Base program, a grassroots project for discovering talents. Of course, it's up and running in Lagos. Footballers, tennis players, basketball players will benefit from this. They're featuring in the event, and they're hoping to make the final selection. The winner will get 6 million naira and a mentorship program to help them succeed in their professional careers. And the young ones have been very happy, singing the praises of Mikel Obi and hoping to be the ones selected for the jackpot and the mentorship program. Let's listen to some of them. We'll come back for more on Sports Tonight.
I pray to God go higher in this program because it's going to show off the country that somebody, big player like that, is hosting a tournament like this or a trial like this to make everybody and show their talent. So I pray I go far in this back to base.
I'll be very happy. Everybody here is praying for grace to choose to pick that should pick them. But for me, I'm praying for God just to pick me. I should be the one, even though it's two, I want to be in part of the two.
My first time seeing him, I was happy, and playing in front of him, it was amazing, showcasing my talents and everything. And this is a big opportunity for me to show people what I have out there. And I think I'm going to win this. I know I'm going to win this. Yeah. So it's really good seeing Mikel Obi, and I want to thank him for giving us this opportunity to showcase our talent, and I hope he do more for us.
I do represent Nigeria for professional tour out there, but this is a big opportunity, and I will really kudos to Mikel Obi for the great opportunity and the privilege for at least involving tennis to the tournament. And I hope maybe I can play with him also. Maybe he can come play with us.
Thanks to Mikel Obi for coming here, seeing him in person also is another great thing, a great feeling, And people out there, I want us to know that there's more to basketball, there's more to games out there. We keep on grinding every day. And they ban the basketball, that's another thing I hate, Please, we need to uplift the ban, We need experience in our game. And this tournament, it brought a lot of experience to me, We hardly play competition, like I said before. And the experience that was brought to me, I'm sure if I see other league players, I'm sure I can play with anybody.
All right, players targeting the top prize. And, of course, the message from one of the young lads goes straight to the administrators. Please, ban. Lift the ban, whichever words you want to use, on basketball. There's a lot to offer, and of course, praises going in the way of John Mikel Obi, of course, giving back to the grassroots. Let me get Alfred's thoughts, even though we're pressed for time, and we still want to talk a little bit of tennis. What do you make of this? It's something that is good that Mikel has brought this and is giving opportunity to youngsters to get mentorship and also some prize money.
Yeah, did you see the excitement on the faces of the athletes interviewed there? It can only be, this is one in a lifetime opportunity for many of them. Not many will get that kind of opportunity. Especially for individual sports like tennis, where competitions are limited. There was one time in this country where we had so many tennis tournaments. These days, how many do you see around? How many grassroots competitions do you see that is organized? Are we having enough competition to keep athletes in Nigeria busy? So anyone that comes around, the excitement is always there. And that's the only way to develop sports at that level. You just have to create a platform for you to be able to reach these athletes, if the pool at the base of any sport is huge, usually it kind of it starts from there. Where you don't have enough competition and you don't do a lot of these things to pull, to attract, to make the sports attractive to young people, it becomes very difficult. That's why some sports you call them lesser improved, but hey, these are Olympic sports, these are sports. I tell you out there. So for these youngsters, massive opportunity for them to really show their talent. And I think kudos to the organizers, Mikel Obi and others associated with this project. I think it's something that we need to encourage more people to key into. and be part of.
All right, Alfred Koligwe, we're about to go. Just 10 seconds. Should we expect anything from Andy Murray? Quick one.
Well, with the kind of injury that he's passed through, coming back, beating a top 5 player is awesome. I'm one of his fans, even though I'm heavily behind Rafael Nadal, but you know that this guy is one of those top dogs. We wish him the very best. It's good to see a player come back from this kind of injury and doing very well at the top. So wish him the very best. We'll be rooting for him.
All right. Wishing the very best from here as well. Alfred Koligwe, I want to thank you for your time on the show today. Hopefully we'll do this again some other time.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
All right. So that's it. That's the show today. We do hope that you've enjoyed everything we've been able to bring to you. We're going to ask you to enjoy your weekend. This is the last edition of the show for the week. We'll be back again next week. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the holidays that will follow, and we'll see you then. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.
That's it. In London, I'm Austin Okonakpan. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.